Modders, I've been running into an issue, and I finally figured it out, and it was by accident. So on initial tip-in of the throttle, car's under vacuum, of course, having hit boost, I was running into just crazy readings, lean rich, just, it was all over the board. I found my issue, and I'll share that right here. I was going to include it in the last video, but it was already like a 20-minute video, and I said, you know, I'm not going to do that. So let me show you what it is, and then we'll get started in this video. Okay, I found my issue by accident. You ready for this? Watch this elbow. Welcome back to the Mod Addict. So if you can't tell, I'm already dirty. I've been in this for a little while. It's been off and on raining. The humidity is through the roof. It is like 90 degrees out here. I am steaming like a damn crab leg out here. But I started a project today and I didn't record because I didn't know how it was going to turn out. So yeah, let's get into this. So I'm not completely done, but I had my intercooler in here. It was not level like this. This end was so low that it was literally the lowest point of the car. And I scraped and a few things like that, and I'm like, okay, something has to be done. Well, because I have a tube frame front end, it's got these bars that come out. They go all the way out to here. I was kind of, here you can see this one a little bit better right there, that bar. So I was kind of at a standstill of what I could do. So I decided to just lift it up over this bar, run it through the top side. Now this is much shorter, pretty much a direct little loop into the intercooler. Goes through the intercooler, comes out the bottom now, and it just comes straight up. I got to move the blow-off valve closer, which gives me more line to route better. And I don't have any issues when I hit the throttle, it trying to suck something down. So this will probably be heat wrapped right here. Notice it is different. I had to cut the end off, and I didn't want it to take the chance of, because I had an issue at this point of it slipping out. And that's kind of textured, so it holds onto that coupler really tight. So I've already started it and tested it, and there's no leaks, there's no anything as far as an issue like a coupler leaking or anything like that. So pretty excited. Everything is just tight. I don't know if y'all can yeah. So what I did on this side, because this is essentially just this double outlets on this side, they're kind of just going around the bar like that. So this side is sitting there. This side I ran a support over, and then I put a bolt in it, so I can actually, that end slotted, so I can raise this up and tighten it down and keep it where I want it, or I can lower it and tighten it down. So I got it level, or as level as I could. Spray painted some of it black so it don't stand out as much. I have to hit the bottom. It's pretty black down there. I mean, pretty silver down there, I meant. But, so I got all this remedied, and one less thing I got to worry about. So I can start worrying about boost. Now, the one issue I do have that is not a huge deal, it's going to be a quick, easy thing, is if you notice when I put this in, right, come on, it hits the intercooler. Can you see right there? See that bolt, the bottom one? Yeah, it hits the intercooler. So, gotta probably shorten that up, the stud, and just make it just long enough where I can put the nut on there. The one area of clearancing that I had to do that I wasn't keen on is I had to cut the headlight bucket for the header panel, because this pipe wouldn't go there, although, you know, the headlight doesn't take up that space. This has a big corner and stuff, so I had to trim around the mounting for it, but at the same time I had to make sure that I had plenty of room for the intercooler piping. But it's in. I'm pretty stoked. I added this bracket right here, which you know, adds a little bit of rigidity. I don't need a lot. Alright, like I said, I never intended to film this because I didn't know the project route I was going. But as you can see, everything's in there. I don't have the what I call the air deflector or beauty panel on. But I got the headlights in. When I started up, I had an issue. The alternator wasn't charging. Couldn't figure it out. Turns out when I was doing my intercooler piping, I bumped the reset there. And then fan wasn't coming on. I have grounds for the headlight and the fan right here. That had come out. So pretty simple fix. Found it out. Got it done. Everything is good. It looks like it's touching right there, but it's actually not. It's very close though. But I am stoked with the way this turned out and the way it's behaving now. I am, yeah. As y'all could probably tell from the beginning of the video, in vacuum, when I did a throttle blip, turbo wasn't spooled yet, that 45 that I had here was completely collapsing shut. That's a very common problem from my research. A lot of people with diesels and stuff, even people on the pages commented, I just fixed that on a diesel. So the pipe, it gets old. In my case, it's right above the downpipe. So it was getting that so hot that it was just soft. And that's a lot of surface area. It's not like this much it's trying to squeeze down. It had all of this, and it just sucked it down. And that's pretty firm, but when it gets hot, it's soft. So now I don't have that issue. So I have to put the deflector back on, get some of this cleaned up, and then I have a deflector that I made on the bottom that originally attached to the intercooler to help divert air. Well, now the intercooler is up, so I'm gonna figure out a way to secure that. So I'm gonna get in that tomorrow. Right now I'm gonna get inside, get cleaned up, enjoy some family time, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.
The next day.
Okay, well, it's the next day. We're gonna get down here. I'm gonna show you this lower air dam, the thing that I made. If you didn't catch it in a previous video, the idea behind it, and what I have to do now to fix it, I guess. Okay, that was pretty simple because I could just abandon that, because before the intercooler set where I had it, it pushed the under bumper down to where it wasn't effective. So that's why I created this panel. But now I was able to pull that back up and put it how it's supposed to be. So now I have no issue there. So now I can put on the air diversion panel here, and that'll be directing air, so that way the air can't come in and come over and around. It's got to go straight into it. So I am worried with the intercooler where it is. I might run into a few issues as far as you know, cooling, but I have pretty good fans on it. Good battery, good alternator. I'm hoping, you know, it's upgraded to 130. So we'll see if it'll allow it to cool. So other than being dusty from sitting over here, that's the panel. It just allows air to not come around this. Next on the list, I have a few odd and end things like wires hanging underneath the dash that I want to attend to. I can show you. I was doing another project, and the product I had an issue, but I got a wire there, and then I have wires over here that are pulled down. So I need to get some of this cleaned up and rearranged. And blew intercooler line off, but other than that, everything was looking good up until that point. Sounded like it was building boost a lot better. Sounded a lot stronger with the turbo. Let's get it home. Let's get that checked out. I also realized I don't have my card with me, so I can't data log. So I definitely need to get that taken care of as well. Fuel pressure, all that stuff. Pretty decent. Let's see what pipe blew off. Like I said, I was getting on it. I think it was around 4.5 pounds of boost, and it boom, and the car just kind of fell on its face. So yeah, that's why we test drive these things. Okay, whatever the issue is now, so I do not see any leaks in the intercooler piping. I do not feel any leaks. Nothing is loose. No air coming by. There is air getting in somewhere. I closed the hood. I was walking away, and this out of nowhere just started. And it came up to about 2600 RPM and just stayed there. My fear or worry is, like you can tell, like that one right there is split. This one is new, but this one over here is cracking. I think maybe there's one somewhere that I can't see, maybe like under the intake or something, that completely blew off. So I got to get more vacuum caps or run vacuum to places. I got stuff all over me. But until I figure out what is leaking the air, I'm definitely starting with that one and that one back there, see if that helps. I did make sure that the filter back here was still plugged in and not an issue. And yeah, that is about all I can do right now. I really don't want to remove the upper intake to look, so I'm going to try to get a camera up underneath there. I have a bore scope camera. I'll take a look at this stuff and see if I can figure anything out, and I'll get back with y'all. Tucked up. Went on a test drive again. So I'm still only hitting like 4 or 5 psi boost. I really think now my blow-off valve is the issue, not my wastegate, my blow-off valve. I think when it fell on its face before, I think my blow-off valve opened. I think I hit a certain amount of pressure and it popped open. Hopefully the diaphragm didn't rip. I don't know, but I only had like 4 or 5 psi on that run, and I mean, it was cooking on 4 or 5 psi, but I mean, it's just not. Let's put it this way: at that psi, it's faster than a supercharger. But that is, not my goal. I want it to be a lot more reliable. So I'm going to adjust that. It is adjustable wastegate. This had good reviews. I mean, I know it's Amazon crap, so it could literally be the issue. But I am going to adjust it a little bit more and see if I can't remedy this issue with that leaking out of there, because I noticed when I started getting into boost and when it was creeping closer to 5, I could hear the like the blow-off valve sound like it was already letting go. So yeah, so I fixed them 2 issues. I don't have the high idle like I did, but I really think there's something there. So. Okay, if we come down from my fender, well, there it is. So I can adjust it right here, and you can see where it's soften it or tighten it. So I'll probably go 2 or 3 turns in, and I'm going to see where that puts things. If not, I'll probably have to spend some cheddar on a good blow-off valve. So what I did was something I should have did in the very beginning. I took the set screw, screwed it all the way down till I could feel it on the diaphragm like there was resistance, and then I did some turns in and then tighten the gem nut. I'm hoping that does what I need it to do. Unfortunately, I'm out of time for today. I got things going on, I got priorities, and I'm not going to be able to test this again today. But if nothing else, I'll have to watch my boost very closely on the next run and see if it's picking up boost or if it's going to overboost. So I don't think it's going to overboost because the wastegate, but I don't want to take any chances. But I really think that was the blow-off valve on that run just popping open all of a sudden, and it just couldn't hold it. That set screw was a little loose anyway, so that could have been just where it backed out some. I don't know. Something to worry about, something to deal with. Made me suspect the blow-off valve to begin with is I don't know how to pronounce his name. Jerek, Jerek, and his last name is Mai. But he's building a single overhead cam D series Honda. He's shooting for 400 horsepower. He's such a goofball. He's such an energetic kid. I love watching his content because he's positive. Even when things are falling apart, he's positive. He's funny, and you know, I get into all builds, Hondas. It don't matter. I've owned Civics, Integras, Accords, Mustangs, BMWs, E36s. Yeah, I've dabbled into a little bit of everything. But in his dyno run, he was not making boost. He was losing power, and he could not figure out why. So they did a run with people standing around, and his blow valve was opening before he could make the boost. And
when it comes to a boost leak, it could be from the wastegate, blow-off valve, or even the intercooler piping. Because I didn't know where to look, I called a couple OG friends that used to race back in the day with their Hondas, and ironically, they're the same people that powder coated my wheels. And after a little bit of digging, they finally found out what it was.
Oh, it's the blow valve.
Since the blow valve was opening under pressure, we assumed that the spring was a little bit weak.
that sounds exactly what I'm running into. So we'll give it a try and see how that goes.
I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I won't turn around. No matter how far I go, I'll never come back.